friends, and welcome to another WSIB Truth Matters with Joe Machado on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I hope you had a great weekend and you're enjoying this beautiful sunny day. Man, I'll tell you, it's warm, but I'd rather have that than the cold, and I'm sure you agree with that as well. Anyway, today's going to be a short one. I'm going to talk about a subject that seems to come up every now and then. It may appear obvious to a lot of you, but believe me, some people overlook the significance of this, and it does affect the WSIB claim. And that's the issue of medical continuity. So every single decision the WSIB makes in your file, as you probably know, whether it's a decision to allow the claim, to allow ongoing benefits, or to accept a permanent impairment, to make a determination as to your ability to return to work, all of these things are decided on the basis of medical. And yes, you've often heard me say that I don't believe the WSIB should have any doctors on their staff for any purpose. And yes, 100%, I will stand by that, but they do. And so that makes it even more important for you to follow these very basic tips that I'm going to give you, that I gave to my clients for well over 3 decades, to make sure that they knew that they were very diligent about this. Because at the end of the day, you have somebody in Toronto sitting, or some other office of the WSIB, sitting in an office behind a computer, and they're making decisions based on information that's on your file. They're not making decisions based on what's not there. And you don't want them making assumptions. They already do enough of that. Nor do you want them to strictly use their own doctor's opinions, because that doesn't bode well for you either. So keep these in mind. Be as diligent as you can, because if there's a time where anything comes into question, that medical is going to be important. And yes, the WSIB, and you know this, you've heard me say this as well, a lot of times we'll just disregard what your doctors are saying and form their own conclusions about a whole host of matters, like a permanent impairment or a pre-existing condition, and how much that pre-existing condition impacts your ability to work and the overall claim, and whether a condition is resulting from a pre-existing condition, or is it a new injury? Is it a secondary condition? All of these things. At the end of the day, if they don't have the information, and if they don't have the information from your doctor specifically, then they're going to be left to their own devices. We don't like that. We don't want that happening, because it just always goes to shit. So, report any changes in your condition to your doctor. It doesn't matter how minute it is. It doesn't matter if it's very minor and you feel embarrassed, or you don't want to waste your doctor's time, that sort of thing. No. Okay? Don't listen to that little voice in your head that's telling you to do that. Don't. Okay? Because it doesn't matter how minor it is. If it develops and gets worse over time, and all they see is that, 3-6 months later, all of a sudden you have a problem with your neck, and there's never been any reporting of that, what are they going to rely on? It's obvious, right? So, make sure you report any changes in your condition to your doctor and have it noted in your file. Important, important, important. Another one, participate in all testing recommended by your doctor. I know that some tests are an inconvenience. Others may appear to be a bit painful. I mean, some people, when it comes to MRI scan, they have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to that. Or needles. I get it. I understand it. But if it's being recommended by your doctor, I recommend that you do it. Not only is it going to help your doctor to try and recommend the best treatment for your condition, but also the WSIB is going to be looking at that and whether or not you're participating. Okay, because if you're not, they're going to deem you uncooperative. That's just the reality. Believe me, I've seen it happen many, many times. Okay, so follow your doctor's instructions, always. Participate in all treatments. And whether it be physiotherapy, whether it be chiropractic treatment, some treatments can be a little more painful than others and uncomfortable. That's fine. If it gets to a point where it hurts, just stop. Tell the person doing the treatment that your condition is getting worse. Stop the treatment. Talk to your doctor. Have it documented. And explain what you were doing when the pain increased, so that detail, that important detail of that movement that you were doing is in your file. Don't wait for your doctor to assume, or anybody else, because they're not. And don't assume that the person providing the treatment is going to write it down either. So you may want to make sure that you ask that person, like if it's physiotherapy, for example, to write it down and then talk to your doctor and have your doctor make a note of it. Okay? Another one is let the WSIB pay for treatment, even medication. Now, I know a lot of you have really good group plans from your employment. And a lot of times it's easier and more convenient to just go through your group plan to get your treatment. Well, I'm going to suggest that you at least try to get the WSIB to cover it first, so it's on file, whether they agree to it or if they deny it, and you can deal with it in an appeal and then pursue your treatment through your group plan. But get it noted on record that either the WSIB is going to approve it and pay for it, or they're not. In which case, you have two options. One of them is you can go with your group plan, and the other one is if the WSIB agrees, then you get the treatment that they pay for. So it's on record. Medication. Again, I know that it's easier and more convenient to go through a group plan to get some of your medication covered that are used to treat your injury. Always try to get the WSIB to cover it first. And there's going to be a record of that. And if they deny it, there's going to be a record of that you at least asked them to. And then go back and get it through your group plan. But at the end of the day, if it gets into an appeal situation and you have information from your doctors that show that you needed that treatment or that medication, and the WSIB denied it, go ahead with your treatment. But at least it's shown that you gave them a chance to pay for it first. And that's important to be in your file. Because if you go to the tribunal, the vice chair is going to look at it and go, well, your doctors are recommending this, and this is an important treatment. Why the hell didn't they pay for it? So be sure to do that. Okay, don't just go with your group plan and assume that the WSIB knows that you're taking these medications. And there's certain medications that can produce side effects that can be detrimental to you. And if you try to get those side effects claimed as part of your claim because you were taking that medication to treat that, WSIB is going to go, well, I don't know. We never approve those medications. You get the point? The key is don't leave any loopholes. Don't give these people an out to screw with you. Give them no loopholes whatsoever. Always give them a chance to say no, which they like to do. Then you can address it later. Okay? But try to do that first. So, how does this help? Well, it helps maintain your benefits during the initial stages of the claim. Also, when the WSIB is looking at making a decision regarding a permanent impairment, whether your condition has become permanent, making decisions concerning return to work activities, what restrictions they're going to look at and consider. All of this information is important to have because the WSIB will not have any out in terms of, oh, well, he didn't provide medical for this, that, or the other thing. If it's a no, it'll be out of their own volition. And the last one is, it will help in an appeal. If you get into an appeal situation, that information on record is going to be extremely helpful for you. Okay, friends? So make sure that you do all of these. They're very simple tips. I've talked about them for over 30 years. And it maybe seems something that's trivial. It's not. It is the most important activity management that you can handle in your claim is medical. All right, friends. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. All you got to do is hit the subscriber button. Doesn't cost you anything. You get notified every time I come out with a new video. My mission is to touch every injured worker in this province, past and present. I have over 30 years of experience, built the largest paralegal firm in Ontario with over 10,000 clients. I've been dealing with these people for over 30 years. I know what works and what doesn't. And I want to make sure that you don't get caught up in their game and that you understand and have the tips and the tools to do what you need to do to succeed in your claim and beat them. Because at the end of the day, all the help that you can get matters. And I want to be the one to provide you with that help. All right, friends? And share my videos with others. There's lots of people out there that need help. They don't know where to go. Share my videos. They'll be able to, you may be sending them a lifeline to help them manage something in their claim right now. They may be going through and maybe a little embarrassed to talk to other people about it. They may be kind of private. But if you share the video, that might be helpful. If there are other topics that you'd like me to talk about, send me an email or write it down in the video, in the description, in the comments. And I will do my best to cover that in one of my videos. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. And as always, take care, friends.